This book is called Skippy John Jones, written and illustrated by Judy Schachner. I picked this book because it is a great read aloud about imagination and self-identity. It is highly entertaining and funny, full of rhymes, riddles, and puns. Skippy John Jones by Judy Schachner. Every morning, Skippy John Jones woke up with the birds. And this did not please his mother at all. "Get yourself down here right now, Mr. Kitten Britches," ordered Mama Junebug Jones. "No self-respecting cat ever slept with a flock of birds," she scolded, "or ate worms, or flew, or did his laundry in Mrs. Doohiggy's bird bath." The lecture went on and on as usual. "You've got some serious thinking before you leave this room, Mr. Fuzzy Pants," said his mother, "about just what it means to be a cat, not a bird, not a mouse, or a grouse, not a moose, or a goose, not a rat, or a bat. You need to think about just what it means to be a Siamese cat." "And stay out of your closet," she added, closing the bedroom door. So up he went again, and again it appeared. Then, using his very best Spanish accent, he said, "My ears are too big for my head. My head is too big for my body. I am not a Siamese cat. I am a Chihuahua." Back on land, Skippy John Jones climbed into his toy box and rifled through some of his old junk. After he put on his mask and sword, he climbed onto his mouse. Skippy John Jones began to sing in a muy soft voice. "My name is Capito Frisco. I fear not a single bandito. My manners are mellow, I'm sweet like the jello, I get the job done, yes indeedo." Back in the kitchen, Jujubee, Jezebel, and Jillyboo Jones were helping Mama Junebug Jones make lunch. "Can Skippy John come out of his room now?" asked Jujubee. "No," answered Mama Junebug Jones. "Mr. Fluffernutter is still thinking." In fact, Skippy John wasn't thinking about being a Siamese cat at all. With a walk into his closet, his thoughts took him down a lonesome desert road, far, far away in old Mexico. Not long into his journey, a mysterioso band of Chihuahuas appeared out of the dust. "Ay, caramba! Who goes there?" asked Skippy John Jones. "We go by the name of Los Chimichangos," growled Don Diego, the biggest of the small ones. "Who are you?" "I am El Scapito, the great sword fighter," said Skippy John Jones. Then the smallest of the small ones spoke up. "Why the mosquito, dude?" asked Paquito Tito. "I go incognito," said Scapito. "Do you like rice and beans?" asked Petito Lito. "Si, I love mice and beans," said Scapito. "He might be the dog of our dreams," whispered Rosalita. "Perhaps," said Tia Mia, "if he knows the secret password." Leaning towards Don Diego, El Scapito half sneezed, half spoke the secret password into the Chihuahua's very large ear. "Achoo Pichoo." "Bless you," said Don Diego. "Gracias," said Scapito. "Then it is true," decreed Don Diego. "Yip, yippee, yippito! It's the end of Alfredo Bezito! Scapito is here, we have nothing to fear. Adios to the bad Bumbalito!" Then all the chimichangos went crazy loco. First, they had a fiesta. Then they had a siesta. But after waking up, the chimichangos got down to serious business. Using his paw, Don Diego drew a picture in the sand of the great Bumbalito for Scapito to see. A hush grew over the chimichangos so great that one could hear a whisker drop. "Alfredo Bozito," whispered the crowd. "El blimpo Bumbalito bandito." "See," said Poquito Tito, "the bandito steals our frijoles." "Not your beans!" cried Scapito, outraged. "See," Poquito continued, "red beans, black beans, Boston baked and blue, cocoa, coffee, kidney beans, pinto and jelly too." "And now he comes for us," Poquito added. "Por qué?" asked Scapito. "Because we are full of the beans too." Then Don Diego stood tall and in his most somber voice declared, "Yo quiero frijoles." "Huh?" asked Capito. "The dude just wants his beans back," said Poquito Tito, "and you are the dog for the job." "Me?" asked Capito. Then all the chimichangos turned towards Scapito, the great sword fighter. But poor Scapito had no time for a plan, because in the blink of an eye a gigantic shadow darkened the landscape. The chimichangos scattered in all directions. "Vamos, Scapito, or it is you the bandito will eato," they cried. Scapito stood his ground, but his legs shimmied and shook like the jello, and his teeth chattered like castanets. Then, in a muy soft voice, he said, "My name is Scapito Frisco. I fear not a single bandito." But Alfredo Bozito flew straight for Scapito until the bean-eating bandito hovered only inches away from the great sword fighter's face. "Holy frijoles!" cried Scapito as he thrust his sword into the air. Suddenly, pop! went the bandito, landing on Scapito's sword, and quicker than one could say Chihuahuas, cheese, and crackers, every kind of bean came spilling out of Alfredo Bozito, the Bumbalito Bandito. Then all the doggies burst into song. "Yip, yippee, yippito! Our hero is El Scapito! He's the dog of our dreams who delivered the beans, and now we can make our burritos!" But back at home, there was such a ruckus coming from Skippy John's room that Mama Junebug Jones and the girls just had to find out what was going on. They raced down the hall to the kitty boy's room. "Banguito! Crashito! Papito! Skipito!" Just in time to see Skippy John's closet exploding. Then out flew Candy, Beanbag Doggies, and the kitty boy with his birthday piñata on his head. "Skippy John Jones!" everyone cried. "Hola, muchachitas," he said in a muy soft voice. Mama Junebug Jones lifted up Skippy John and covered his head with furry purry kisses. "What am I going to do with you, Mr. Cocoa Pugs?" she scolded. That night, when he was supposed to be going to sleep, Skippy John began to bounce and bounce on his big boy bed. "Oh, I'm Skippy John Jones with a mind of my own, and I'll bounce on my bed for hours. I know I'm a cat, but forget about that." "Say good night, Skippy John Jones," called his mamma. "Buenas noches, mis amigos," said Skippy John Jones. The end.